What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So first thing I do want to mention here is my voice probably does sound a bit off because unfortunately the allergies are not giving up, but I am going to get through this eventually. Man, I kind of wish I could take like a flamethrower to the pollen outside, but besides all of that though, we are going to have the Season 6 quality of life improvements here in Motorfest. Now I'm going to admit right now this is not going to be like a huge number of things. In fact, it's basically a few of them that are going to be coming out in Season 6. The first thing we will talk about here is going to be with the traffic changes in the summit. I would say this is probably going to be the biggest takeaway of the entire summit, which funny thing is, from what I have been noticing, basically everybody is probably more excited for this over basically everything else in this article. Now, I think it was going to be in Season 2, I believe, to where they were like talking about it a bit, going, well, we're never going to get rid of the traffic in feats because it's like randomized or it's going to make the summits more difficult, but the issue with that though is having an RNG based thing on those is probably going to make it annoying in an aspect, so at least now we're no longer going to have traffic in the feats in the summit contest. This I would say is probably going to be a huge win because, well, looking at some of the events, guys, you might try to get around them. Maybe you're doing like an escape. You're probably trying to be like the fastest you can, but boom, a car happens to be in the worst possible spot around that corner, then someone else will end up doing the exact same skill, and there isn't going to be a car there. So yeah, it's pretty much RNG based. Now, if y'all are wondering though, the regular skills around the map or the feats you will find are going to be unchanged with the regular traffic. Moving over to the next part though is the challenge improvements. The first one is going to be vehicle management has been added to the challenge menu and to notifications. We're then going to have a few things for the main stage challenges. A notification will prompt you to equip the correct vehicle for the challenge, and it will play a sound effect upon equipping. We are then going to have a notification will redirect you to the bundle of the vehicle if you do not own it. After that, we have improved reward pending UI. Reward pending notification will be more prominent on your screen. After that, guys, we're going to have the hide collectibles option. Players can turn on an option to hide any of their collectible icons already collected on the map. Upon collecting your next collectible in game, a tip will be triggered to inform you that you can hide the collected collectible in the options menu. That's going to be pretty dope. So yeah, it's probably going to take it off the map. It's going to make it less cluttered. And at least now we're not going to have like random icons around the map. I'm not going to lie though, guys, this really did not bother me all that much. But hey, at least it is now going to be an option. We are then going to have after that the Photo Quest Fast Travel. Players who have unlocked the fast travel feature can now fast travel to their completed photo quest locations. Now the thing is though, looking at this quote unquote change or fix that is going to be added, I believe it's referring to the playlist photo ops. This is going to be something to where you complete them on like a mountain. You have to use like a certain vehicle, so now you can spawn to them. At least that's what I am getting from this anyway. The only thing is though, this is not going to be a new thing, but at least new to Motorfest because back in the Crew 2 this was always going to be a thing, but now it is going to be a thing here in Motorfest. So yeah, some of these updates definitely are pretty dang late on some of these changes. We're then going to have the collectibles feedback. So upon collecting a collectible, the camera will now highlight what you have collected before returning to your current POV. So it's pretty much going to be like a thing that goes, yo, you picked up the collectible. Probably going to be a nice small change. Now the thing is though, when it does not come to PvP, guys, that is legit all the changes you are going to see in this update. Not even kidding, that is all the quality of life improvements besides the PvP side of it. And I gotta admit, in some way though, I'm kind of surprised this is basically all they are changing for the Season 6 update. Like, I was kind of expecting a tad more, like this was going to be a 4-month window since the other update, but it does turn out there's not that many things that are going to be looked at or fixed and stuff. Do let me know in the comments below of things you guys would have liked to see in the quality of life changes thing, because I do feel like the entire list here is pretty tiny. Besides that though, let's move over to the PvP changes. That will bring us to the first part, which is going to read, we workshop with players to improve the PvP for the Crew Motorfest, and we are happy to announce that we are bringing new events and regular boost to the Grand Race. So for the first thing, guys, PvP events. We are making some tweaks to the PvP events in the Crew Motorfest to incentivize participation, replayability, and the reduced frustrations to improve the overall experience. So that's going to be a positive thing, I hope. The first one here, weekly themed grand races. Every week a new themed grand race will be available. We're then going to have grand race boosts. Regular boosted grand races will be available with increased XP and bucks earned. This is something right here I will be talking about in a quick second because I do like the idea of this, but it also does frustrate me. We're then going to have the no collision events, regular weekly events with no collision between vehicles for grand races. We're then going to have new weather conditions. New weather conditions will be in rotation for grand race. We're then going to have all-day modifiers. Every Saturday, grand race modifiers will be active for the whole day from 9 a.m. UTC onwards until the next day 9 a.m. UTC. We're then going to have the dynamic no collision mode. When driving below a certain speed, you won't cause collisions with other racers in Grand Race. Do let me know what y'all think about that in the comments below. I was seeing like mixed opinions and stuff. And I also do know something like that is in Forza, I believe, as well. Let me know about that. But the next thing though, Grand Race Flow. You don't have to wait 30 seconds to finish a Grand Race anymore. Once you cross the finish line, you can then jump straight into a new Grand Race. That's going to be kind of dope. Lisa's going to cut down when matchmaking into the next one. We're then going to have the main stage Grand Race modifier. A modifier will be available for Grand Race so that players can only use vehicles from the main stage. So I would say though this is probably going to be a fairly cool thing they're most likely going to be adding for like a modifier. That way if you're looking to do like a main Grand Race, it's not always going to be meta focused or like you have to use the same, what is it, like 5 or 6 cars every single event. If it is going to be focused on that specific main stage, then you're probably all going to have to choose from a few different vehicles, and there could be a chance that none of those cars are going to be meta, so that's pretty dope. But if you are looking at this big quality of life improvement thing going, whoa, we're going to now be getting regular class races, that is unfortunately not going to be a thing. And to be honest though, I'm kind of on the side of wondering at this point if they're ever really going to have class-based events. I mean, think about it, guys. Basically, the entire Grand Race thing, or like the entire Grand Race design is, well, pretty much going to be the main forefront of what they keep focusing on in the game. That is probably going to be the biggest selling point or something they're mainly going to be putting everything into. I mean, heck, look at the entire quality of life improvement article here. Half of it is legit going to be grand races only, which is honestly pretty insane. But one last quick thing I did want to mention here, which again, guys, I apologize about my voice. I really hate allergies, by the way. But as I did mention earlier, though, I do want to talk about the Grand Race boost because, yes, it's going to be a dope idea. I mean, we're now going to have regular boosted Grand Race that give you extra XP and bucks. That is going to be very cool. But, and yes, I have to have a huge but here, man. Why is it only Grand Races still? I know I have made videos about this. I've talked about it. Other players have also been asking the exact same questions. They're always having the Grand Races, always having a boost of XP and bucks, but nothing else in the game seems to have a boost on. I don't understand it. The thing is, I do understand they probably want you to play Grand Races, but I gotta admit it, I am still bored of them. I haven't really played them. I like doing the playlist here and there, doing some of the events, but why can't you have the playlist on a weekly rotation like this? Why can't you have those having a boosted XP and bucks on them? Like, I really do not understand what is going on or like the decisions being made here. Why is everything based around grand races? And again, though, that really does confuse me. Like, I'm starting to really think we're never truly going to have a real PvP class-based system. Like, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Which I gotta admit, seeing something like this does make me even more excited for Forza's PvP system. But with that though, guys, y'all remember that one time we had a boosted playlist? I think it was like 7 months ago. Why is that not on a weekly rotation? Don't y'all want players to get on and play the game and stuff? Because at the moment, the game is obviously draining players and stuff. So why not give more people an incentive? Because not everybody wants to grand race. Honestly, just a thought, but do let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. I'm very curious. I am excited to see what they do with Season 6, but I gotta admit at the same time, especially after seeing the World Improvements trailer, I'm kind of on the fence with it, and a lot of my hype and stuff really is going down.